Alright guys, so this video is going to talk about the psychology of bullies, haters and trolls, right? I'm going to analyze all three of them, right? This is going to be a deep video, right? So this was also a video request by I Hate New Jersey, and I'd like to thank him for reminding me to do this because I've had this video on my mind for a long time, but I kind of forgot about it and I wasn't sure when the right time to release it was, so I guess I'll just do it now. Now, first and foremost, right, haters, bullies and trolls, these are just normies, right? These are what I'd call low-class normies, right? And what do I mean by that? They're people that operate from a low basis, right? They have what we would call low emotions, or like things like anger, hatred, jealousy, things like this, right? This is what characterizes most bullies, trolls and haters. Trolls are a little different. They're just annoying. They're just there to take the piss, and it's nothing personal really, but I think that especially when it comes to bullies, then it's different. Now, the common saying, what do people say to you about bullies? Here's the most common trope, right? Or here's the most common take when it comes to bullies, right? The common take is that bullying is caused by insecure, weak people. That's not always the case. In a lot of cases, it's true. Yeah, I agree. But a lot of times, it's not, right? If you analyze, if you analyze a lot of bullying is more so like people that are already successful going on a power trip, right? So they're comparing themselves, keyword, comparing themselves to people that are below them, and analysing that, oh, this person's weak, let me just treat them like shit, right, and torment them and make their life a living fucking hell. Excuse my language. But like a lot of bullying also happens in high school and like college type environments, and these are like petty, shitty environments, right? And they're based on competition and like other sort of things like this. I've covered it in that video. I'm not gonna talk about it much more. If you're interested, then go and look at my video where I talk about high school, my second rant on high school. Now, in this video in particular, I'm just going to focus on all three groups, right? Now, when it comes to the haters, right, this is why I'm going to touch on the haters now. When it comes to haters, right, they are similar to bullies, but it's more so like they're less likely to know you, right? So they usually, this can be online and offline for all three of these, but haters are usually people that feel jealous because of your success, even if they don't know you. So this is usually directed to some kind of celebrity or well-known figure, and then they join into some kind of crowd or echo chamber that shits on them. They'll send them nasty comments online, other things like this. You know, these may be people that develop a grudge against you for whatever reason. I've noticed this, right? I've dealt with a lot of these kinds of people in my life, in my personal life. I'm not going to talk about this too much, right? Because it's the internet. But like, I have dealt with a lot of these people, right? And one thing you cannot do with them is use logic, because they're guided by anger or hatred of you, right, or towards you, for whatever reason, right? So what you need to do in that situation is just like remove yourself, because it's going to lead to more anger, right? They're just going to keep piling it up more and more and more. And here's one thing: these people don't change. Don't expect them to fucking change. They're stuck in their mindset. They're stuck in their ways. They don't change, right? They are stagnant, right? So what you need to do is find people, decent people to be around that will lift you up, right? Not around people like this. Like, these people, don't listen to them as well. They'll ruin your self-esteem. They'll ruin your happiness. They'll make you doubt yourself, right? Even if it's not logical, right? But here's the thing: you may not take them seriously, or may not want to take them seriously, but because they're treating you a certain way, or saying or talking shit about you, then of course there's going to be an emotional impact there. You're going to feel angry. You're going to feel upset. You're going to doubt yourself. It is completely normal, right? And no matter how logical you are, or you know how much of a philosopher you are, or how intellectual you are, or whatever, right? As a human being, as a biological sentient creature, that's going to fuck you up if someone's talking shit about you, especially over a long period of time. So if you analyze one of these people in your life, and do you know what the worst thing is? When they pretend to be your friend. Oh, that is the worst. That's much worse than a hater or a bully or a troll. I would much rather have 1,000 bullies than 5 fake friends or 1 fake friend, right? Because wolves in sheep's clothing, at least it's like there's a saying, it's better to be hated than loved, right? Because when you're hated, you know who your enemies are. When you're loved, you don't know. You don't know who's hiding and plotting behind you in the darkness and the shadows, right? So it's just unfortunate because these people are everywhere, and a lot of them are like narcissists and stuff, or psychopaths, and they'll pretend to be your friend and ally for like a couple of weeks or months, right? And then what happens? They backstab you, right? Or they rat you out, or they lie to you about like to certain friends and family members, right? And then they turn into like your lifelong haters, right? So I mean, it's very imperative to be careful with who you associate with, right? I'm gonna make a video on that as well, right? But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go back now. Haters are usually insecure people, right? Bullies tend to come from a higher perspective in the sense that they have more than you, or they feel jealous, right? If they don't have more than you, right? And it's mainly about materialism, and they know you personally and they bully you personally. As I said, haters are not as personal. They do have a grudge, but against your position or your other achievements, right? And they feel insecure. So it's coming from a low perspective mainly, right? And it's more generalized. Now, trolls, right? These people are just here to take the piss, all right? Now, when it comes to trolls, right? A lot of them are anonymous, of course. You don't know who they are. They just troll for the sake of it. They write annoying things in the comment sections just for the sake of it, and it's not personal. It's just because they have nothing better to do. They're usually in their parents' basements, and instead of like actually enjoying their lives, right, or doing something that would improve their quality of life according to their own standards. I'm not talking about get a job, right? The point of this life is not to be a wage slave, right? You shouldn't work. You shouldn't have to work to eat, right? If you don't want to work, don't work, right? I mean, you guys know my views on this. I made a video on this, right, about a week ago. So, but anyway, moving on from that, right? These people, instead of like enjoying themselves or doing something to take advantage of the free time they have, what do they do? They decide to be dickheads and go on the internet and spread crap and negativity to innocent people, random people, right? And it happens in droves, right? So they'll usually send a ton of requests, right, or messages under like certain videos, right, usually to get the person to quit, or to get the person to shut the account, or just to make someone feel like shit, because it comes from insecurity, right? They've got nothing better to do, but they resort to shit, right, to like trash. And when you analyze a lot of these haters and normies, they operate from a low level. Even if they're above you, right, socially, right, that doesn't matter. What matters is the mind, right? And when you analyze the mindset of these people, it's low, right? They operate from animalistic, earthly desires, right? Jealousy, comparison, judgment, right? Making others doubt themselves. These are like low emotions. Anger as well. Treating others like shit, right? Hatred of others, right? Constant harassment, right? Constant trolling, constant mind games, constant. It's like you're fighting a war with these people, right? And I mean, there's nothing to be gained by being around them. Like I've said this before, these people don't change. I've had personal experiences with many of these people, right? Even years later, they still hold a grudge. So don't waste your time with them. Don't waste your time, right? You as a person, right? You've got better things to be doing than listening to these stupid people, right? And it's like, if they're like, here's the thing, right? If they're not going to treat you with basic respect, don't waste your time with them. If they're a hater, troll, bully, or whatever, right? Don't waste your time. Now, I think also another rule when it comes to this is that be careful when you associate with people that are in a higher position than you. And especially, it depends on the environment that you're in as well. If you're in a high school type environment, then this rule should be universal. Maybe, not 100%, but you know what I mean. But it should be ubiquitous, right? But if you're in like another environment, like say a uni or a workplace or just some kind of family event, although that's different, because they're all showing off their privileged lives, but and they might pressure you, right? So that's a little different, right? But overall, I would just say if someone's giving off like certain vibes over a certain period of time, you might want to avoid them. That's just a heads up. All right, that's just a heads up, because Another thing is, don't underestimate the power of negative experiences. Don't think that you're stronger than them. I'm not going to address that too much in this video, but I think that a lot of people say, oh, don't worry, it's just one person, it won't affect me. I mean, that's not true, right? Because here's the thing, anger is infective. It's like a disease. It rubs off on you, and it can stay with you for many months. I remember I had a hater a couple of years ago, right? He said certain things about me, and I lived with like severe anger problems for 7 months. It's no joke. It's no joke. And the longer it is, the worse it is. So if you notice certain patterns, cut them off, right? Block the account, go cold turkey on them, do what you need to do. All right, don't take chances with your mental health. I've said this again and again, and I'll say it again in other videos. Don't take chances with this stuff, right? Your happiness is too important to compromise on. Now, anyway, thanks for listening. If you have until now, consider leaving a like, a subscribe, maybe a comment, because these videos, yeah, I'm gaining subs, I'm gaining views and watch hours, which is very good, right? But it's not enough, right? This is a non-existent channel by YouTube standards, and if we can get this channel viewed more, having more likes, having more subscribes, comments, then that's just going to make it better from these videos in the algorithm, right? Because let's be honest here, a lot of these messages need to get out to more people. All right. So anyway, I hope that this video educated you about something and told you what you need to look out for when it comes to like haters, bullies, trolls. I hope I defined their psychology quite well. And yeah, thanks for listening, I guess.